Hello friends, welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are still working on our pumpkin setting. This is a pattern that came in the 2025 Spooky Box, the Fat Quarter Shop's limited edition Spooky Box. This year, we are now on working our black and white pumpkins. I had to choose 4 colors or 4 fat quarters to cut my pieces out of. This is one of my fat quarters. Another fat quarter. It's got stars on it. Another fat quarter. This has candy corn on it. And my last fat quarter. This has pumpkins on it. So I am going to cut all my fabrics out needed for the black and white blocks. Now, of course, this is not going to be the only session doing the black and white blocks because I have to do half square triangles and there's a lot of pieces to do. So guys, 1 second, I'll be right back with the cut pieces. Friends, I am back. That took a good while to do, but I have all 3 of my different size squares cut. Here's my large square. Here's my medium square. And I have 4. I used all 4 of the fat quarters. And here are my small squares. Now, I also have 2 backgrounds. I have my plain white background. And then my speckled background. So let's just get into it here. We are first going to, it says make 8 from each print. To make 8, we just pull 4 from each print. So I am going to go ahead and do that. Pull my 4 from each print. And I'm going to lay them up here on my sewing machine. So I know I'm not pulling ones that I don't need. So I'm pulling, say, 4 from each print here, guys. And making sure that's the right one. It is F. And wait, this is a different one. Is it F or E? No, it's E. I'm sorry. Because when I looked at that, I was like, well, that's going to be the wrong size. But now I have 4 of each print right here. So I will use just my plain white background. What we are doing is making half square triangles of this one. So I am just going to get these laid out on the table and start sewing them. I lay my print face up, lay my marked background face down. And yes, I did go ahead and mark all of my fabrics that I needed to mark. Because I did not want to have to stop and do that midway. But we are getting this done. How are y'all doing this Sunday morning when y'all are seeing this? It is Saturday afternoon when I am recording. I was really hoping to have a lot more recording done today by this time. But it didn't happen. Now, my sister and I did go have breakfast this morning at a place in Monroe, Louisiana called Heirloom. It is in an old refurbished building. I'm so happy that they are renovating the older buildings there in Monroe, Louisiana. But what this building has been renovated to is, it's called the Monroe, I think Monroe Motel, whatever, Motel Hotel, I can't remember, but it is, it says it's a Hilton, so I don't know if Hilton has gotten involved in this and it's kind of a branch of the Hilton. But it is a beautiful hotel. And they have a restaurant in there called the Heirloom Restaurant. And my sister and I have been wanting to go there and eat. And it is a little dressier dress than your average, you know, Cracker Barrel eating. Uh-oh. My thing is telling me I'm out of bobbin. I don't think I'm out of bobbin. I think my bobbin had gotten caught, and I think there's something with that. So let me, yeah, my bobbin is, oh, it's a nest in my bobbin. Okay, guys, so one moment. Let me get this unnested, and I will be right back. It does look like my bobbin did run out, which it's kind of strange that it ran out this soon. And the reason I say that is because I just put that bobbin on last week. I don't think I've sewn that much, but I could have. I really could have. But I don't know if y'all can see up here, right here. This is one of those large spools that I got, and I put it on my machine probably about mid-year, and we are almost finished with that spool. It's not a lot left on it, but I do use that for my bobbin also. So anytime my bobbin runs out, I have to cut my thread and reload my bobbin. Now guys, we are going to be making, I think 28, does it say 28? No, we're making 32. We're making 32 half square triangles total. So we're making 8 out of each print. And once I get all of these sewn, I will have to cut them apart to make them 2 half square triangles per square. And I will have to trim them down to the size they're supposed to be. Now, being exact with laying my fabric and all, as long as it's pretty close, it is not really necessary to be exact, because your squares are cut larger than the half square triangle is going to end up. But also, when I sew my half square triangles, I lay the inside of my presser foot on that line. So I'm sewing inside my marked line to give myself a little extra room. You know, that's called giving yourself grace. Well, I'm physically giving myself grace. So my squares will come out, my half square triangles will come out closer to the size they're going to have to be. And yes, I do have to trim them down to the size they're supposed to be. But that is okay by me. I'd rather have to trim it down than try to make up somewhere in my seam allowance for, you know, a half square triangle that's too small. Now, as long as I don't cut the half square triangle too small, that has happened. I've cut a half square triangle too small by 1/4 of an inch. And yeah, that is not good. I do not like to do 1/8 inch seam allowances on anything. But guys, today is November 1st. It is my oldest daughter's birth month. She was born November 7th of 1996. And I know she doesn't watch my channel, so they are giving her a surprise birthday party. I think after she gets off work. I was trying to get with her to have a birthday dinner with her, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because her boyfriend, now it looks like I'm one shy, or either I cut one too many. I'm probably one shy of the background, but I am going to count them out to make sure. So I know to do this. We're making 8 from each print, which means 4 from each print. So I needed 16 squares. So let me check. I could have pulled one too many. Okay, I just pulled one too many. But I'm not going to sew on the second side of these yet because I'm going on down to the next step where we are using our speckled background, and it says we need to make 14 from each print. So that means I need 7 from each print. So let me count 7 out of each print and we'll get back on this. Okay, it looks like what I did was maybe I grabbed one too many of these for the other half square triangles. So it made me have one too many of these because I pulled one less. So we're just going to throw it in here and we're going to do it with the speckle. That will be fine. So we are going to just start by lining up our fabrics once again and sewing the same way. So guys, today is kind of like prepping to make the black and white pumpkins or black pumpkins, because there is absolutely no way that I will be able today to get all of these half square triangles trimmed, or cut apart, trimmed into the size they need and pressed out. There is no way. I will do as many as I can, but right now we're just sewing on both sides, making our half square triangles and enjoying the process. I really enjoy doing this, even though I know it is after Halloween. It is. But I truly only work on this maybe an hour and a half a week. Half of an hour is after I've edited and while I'm waiting on the video to upload. A lot of times that is when I do my pressing and trimming and things like that. So, and this week I am a lot tighter on time. I have a big time constraint because I am going to lose 4 days of recording this week, but I'm still hoping to give you guys a video every day. So the days that it would technically affect is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday's videos, because I will have my grandbaby starting Thursday evening after I get off work. My daughter-in-law may be here waiting on me with my grandbaby. I'm so excited to see that little girl. Oh my goodness, I can't stand it. And y'all, today, when my husband headed out to work, I was behind him. So when he headed out, I just went over to my daughter's house, and my grandson, he fell asleep in his daddy's chair. And I walked in and he saw me, and I sit down and I had my phone and my keys in my hand, and he grabbed my phone and my keys and he went, "Knack, knack." And I told him, I was like, "Baby, I don't have a snack, snack." And he just started crying. Oh, that broke my heart so bad. He expects his Gigi to have his knack, knack. So, my daughter, she's like, "That teaches you a lesson, doesn't it?" I said, "Yeah, don't come visit him without a knack, knack." He calls a snack a knack. He doesn't get that S out. But we're trying to correct that. But we think it is so funny. It's so cute that he thinks his Gigi got to have him a knack-knack. And it can't just be anything. Sometimes he's okay with a mandarin orange, but he likes some Star Crunches. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to give him all that sugar all the time. But he enjoyed himself last night. My daughter carried him trick-or-treating. They trick-or-treated right down the road from where they live. They just got on the four-wheeler and went trick-or-treating just down the road. And oh, he loves being able to go four-wheeler riding. And then when his daddy got in, he got to go hunting with his daddy. My daughter will go with him, and so they take him hunting. He likes to go hunting. So when he came into my dad's house last night to trick-or-treat him, my stepmom has some little deer figurines. They're big enough that she sits on, on the floor close to her entryway, and he saw it and he went, "Oh dear." I'm surprised he didn't go pew pew, because he is a true country boy at heart, y'all. He really is. My daughter's fiance, the baby's daddy, he is out and out true country boy. True grit. He works hard, and when he's off, my daughter is like, yes, go hunting. If that's the only time they can spend with him, she'll ride out there with him, and she'll sit in the truck with the baby, and they'll play, but she doesn't let the baby go in the woods, and if they do, they just ride out there on the four-wheeler and then come back, but she likes to go hunting with him too. She likes to go hunt. So every now and then I'll end up with the baby so they can go hunt. And they don't hunt for sport. They, if they're not going to eat it, they're not going to, hunt it. And that's one thing I can say, that my daughter and my grandbaby will never go hungry, because he likes to hunt and he likes to fish. And if there's nothing in their freezer to eat, he's going hunting and he's going to bring something in. It don't matter if it's a rabbit, a squirrel, he's going to hunt it. And now my daughter, she can't cook all them things, but he can. He knows how to cook them. Because my kids really did not grow up. Now, my husband does like to hunt, but the way he works, he just doesn't have time to hunt. But he did take them out in the woods. He has them a stand out here behind our house to go hunt deer. I don't hunt at all. I like to go fishing. But I don't hunt, because that requires you cleaning it. No, sirree, that is not for me. Because I grew up with my stepfather. He hunted, he trapped, he fished. He did all the things. He was like a Daniel Boone, I guess. He was a outdoorsman for sure. I just couldn't do that. And plus, they would process. My stepdad had a processing center where people would bring their deer to be processed, and he would process them for them. He knew how to do it, and he did it good. But some people would go on halves with it. They'd be like, hey, if I get a deer or a hog, because where we were from, hogs were crazy wild. Because I used to go hog hunting with my stepdad and his friend, his cousins, his brother. I would go hog hunting with them. And because I can remember, we would run dogs and all that when I was growing up, but I don't do that now. I just don't do that. My husband doesn't do that. And that's fine with me. I don't have to have somebody that does that. Now, I will admit, I miss the fresh pork. I do miss the fresh pork. And there is nothing better than fresh, organically grown pork. Because these were hogs that just ran in the wild. They rooted for everything. Nothing processed about these hogs. They weren't fed corn or anything. They ate off the land. And now, y'all, all this food that we eat now is so highly processed. You don't, like if you got chicken or beef or turkey, you don't know. Its food source is just as important as it is. You know, how did they eat? Was it wild game, you know? Wild meat is going to have a richer taste to it. And I really miss that. And like I said, my husband doesn't even hunt now, but I kind of got to where I can't eat venison. I just can't eat it. And I mean, I'm from the South where they eat just about everything. I mean, I'm not far south. We don't eat rattlesnake up here. But I have eaten it. But not because it was up here. Because a friend of mine, her husband is from the bayou. And he made some rattlesnake one day. And he made turtle soup and fish stew. And I ain't never ate a lot of that stuff. And I won't eat it again. Just because it's not my thing. But yeah, I've eaten a lot of things that most people would, you know, it might turn their stomach. Trust me, some of it turned mine too. But this time of year really makes me think about that because the first weekend in August is the opening for squirrel season. And my mom and my stepdad, we had a camp out in an area that we called Seven Runs. It was like where 7 back roads come together, and trust me, if you turned around 3 times, unless you knew that area, you would be lost. I was lost just going in it on one road. I didn't have to turn around. But we had a camp out there, and that first weekend of October, we would always go out there. Family would come out. I mean, we had makeshift beds out there. Our makeshift camps out there literally were 2 trees with a rope tied between them and a tarp thrown over it and some logs cut down with maybe an air mattress thrown on top of them. If we got lucky, we had somebody built a platform. Don't ever use, what are them wooden things called? A pallet, because copperheads get under those. So don't use one of those. But I mean, we would sleep out there. I had a tent that I stayed in. I wasn't about to sleep out in the open, wild, where things could get into my tent. I wasn't that roughing it. But I loved going out there, and mainly because of the family. You know, all the family, like the cousins came in. We had cousins that lived in Vegas, Texas. They'd all come in, and we'd all camp out there and cook and eat and just have a good old time. And a lot of times when it was all said and done, some of us would have poison ivy in non-speakable places. Because poison ivy is very rampant here in this area that time of year. And my mother would always make mulligan stew. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But we always just enjoyed coming together. Now, 9 times out of 10, at night, I would end up going back to the house. It wasn't too far from my mom and stepdad's house. And my stepdad's sister would come over there. Sometimes I caught her one morning at 2 o'clock in the morning over there cooking. She came in the house and started cooking at 2 in the morning. She didn't know I don't guess she knew I was there. My car was there. I was a very light sleeper though, and that's when my oldest daughter wasn't even a year old. She was almost a year. But we just had us a good time. And now my oldest daughter, she likes that kind of thing. And she lives like way out in the woods herself. Even though she is like right on a main highway, she's got 5 acres back off the road a good bit. She's on the back of her 5. And there's a hunting camp right behind them. And there's a gas line that goes behind her house. And she's like, yeah, they all the time running deer up in her yard. And her boyfriend's like, yeah, I could kill me a deer if I wanted to. And I'm like, why don't you want to? He said, because I'd have to clean it. And that's kind of how I am. I don't want to kill nothing. I don't like doing that. I let the grocery store take care of all of that. Oh, and talking about grocery store, guys, I don't know if I told y'all, I got the Hungry Root box. I was trying it out, you know, in lieu of going to the grocery store. I have not sat down and done a comparison yet, but I did eat. Now, it's not diabetic friendly. This is not. I did eat a teriyaki chicken with jasmine rice. It is like a prepared meal already. That one was. Only got 2 prepared meals. One was a teriyaki chicken with jasmine rice because I had been craving teriyaki chicken. And the other one is a cilantro lime chicken something. So I got that one as well, and I'll probably eat that one for lunch tomorrow instead of cooking. But I do need to cook. I do need to cook. I got a lot of food in there, so I ordered from 4 recipes. I've got a pork loin. I've got a chipotle. Well, it was a chipotle something in there. I'm like, I never order chipotle anything because chipotle is too hot for me. But, you know what? I'm going to try it. I really am. I used to love spicy foods. Could not get enough of them. And now I can't eat them, which is tough for me. But I am hoping. I'm going to sit down and do a comparison to, you know, cost comparison. Because when you order, I ordered for 2 people. You know, a recipe for 2 people. And they get, like, if it has potatoes, you get your potatoes. Like, one of them had snap peas. One of them had green beans. And they provide you with everything you need. I mean, short of salt and pepper. They assume you're going to have salt and pepper and things like that. They even send you seasoning packets for, like, whatever you're cooking. If it has seasonings, they'll send you a seasoning packet. But I did order, like, some extra thing. I got some chicken thighs. This is, like, my free in every box. You know, I guess as long as I keep the subscription. But I really need to do a cost comparison on this just to see what it is. Because I'm going to tell y'all, it came in, it had a huge block of ice in it. I don't know if it was dry ice. I don't think it was dry ice. But it had a huge block of ice. It had to be something like that, though, because it was still solid. But it had, and I tried like some, I like the Sucker Punch bread and butter pickles. Oh, I love them things. I could eat 10 bags of those a day, probably. But I tried their deal because I can't have the sugar. And I was thinking about that when I was doing my recipes that I was choosing. I thought about, I can't have the sugar. Even though some of the recipes have sugar snap peas, that is coming from a vegetable source. So it is not, I'm not counting that as a bad source, even though it's not a good source. It's not added sugar, but it is sugar. Sugar snap peas, I mean, it's in the name, sugar snap peas. But I am going to be looking at, because the packages that they came in almost look like Walmart packages now that I think of it. And I mean, hey, I already have it where I don't have to go to the grocery store to get groceries. I can do delivery. That delivery is great. My sister-in-law does that. The Spark delivery stuff, she does that. And she makes pretty good money on it. She has a job, plus she does that. Who knows if the state bellies up on us, I may be doing that. But my sister-in-law seems to like doing that. I know she does a lot more of it at Christmas time, because last year she said it paid for my nephew. He got like a game station or something. He got like the whole gaming setup, I think. And she said it paid for all of that. And gaming setups with game and chairs and all that, those are pretty expensive, because just chairs are expensive. I don't know if she got him a chair, but I think he had a chair too. But he is turning, I think he's turning 15 pretty soon, because my great niece will be turning 15 on the 9th. Y'all. And she went, I think, Friday and got her driver's permit. So at 14, she went and got her driver's permit. So that's scary. But she has been driving for several years. Her mama's been teaching her how to drive. Her pop taught her how to drive. Before he passed away, he was teaching her how to drive. But now, at this age, they have to do a driving log, and they have to log so many hours. So I don't know if she's going to have driver's ed or not. My kids had to have driver's ed no matter how many hours they logged. But they did log those hours in driver's ed too. So, because driver's ed, they drove every day. And that poor driver's ed teacher with my oldest daughter, bless his heart, my goodness, I know he probably needed blood pressure medicine after riding with her, because I know I do. She does not know how to drive, my goodness. She ran over my carport, broke my back steps. She does not need to drive. And this is the pharmacist, guys. She don't need to drive. I told her, I said, girl, when you making that money, you need to open you an Uber account and keep you a couple $1,000s in it every week for somebody to drive you. Because you going to hurt somebody. Whew. Okay, I have all of those half square triangles sewn. So, friends, we are going to end it here because you are not going to believe how long it took me to do that. 44 minutes. How about that? But I will go in and be cutting these apart while I'm talking to you still. This is Sunday. Guys, do not forget to come back tomorrow night. And if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you won't miss anything. But tomorrow night, we will be doing our updates. I will be telling you what I have done, what I plan on doing, what I have done, what I plan on doing. I have some more info on the D-stash. I do have a D-stash up and coming. I will put it out a week in advance on my post. So y'all will see it, and I will try to remember to put it in the updates as well. I am going to be destashing fabrics. I will be destashing quilts as well that I have made. Probably some quilts. Now, do I think my quilts will all sell? No, I don't. Because as quilters, we all know how much it costs to make a quilt, to, just for the fabrics. And then I have everything long-armed, and I have someone quilting it. Just those things alone are going to raise the price of a quilt. I will try to keep the prices down and minimal, though. Am I trying to get rich, make money off of them? No, I just want to make my money back. Let's see, what else? I will let y'all know about upcoming things. Like I said, it is Christmas. Y'all tell me some things that y'all might like to see on our Santa Saturday. I have a few things that I know I want to be doing. But y'all may not want to see all of that. But if you'll let me know, I'm just going to say possibly nothing with zippers. I do like to do a lot of home decor. This upcoming Saturday, I have something that I want to do, but I don't have the pattern yet. I need to see if I can find the pattern. It is so cute. I've been seeing it all over the book place, and I'm really wanting to do it, but I have to try to find the pattern. I guess I could write my own pattern for it, but I don't want to. Because I love how they're doing it. But guys, thank you for joining me. Give me a thumbs up. Once again, if you have not yet subscribed, please do. Click that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing. Coming up for this holiday season, Christmas is my favorite holiday. So normally I go all out, but what I am trying to do is do things that are useful. Home things, decor pieces. So if y'all can think of something or y'all have seen something, I already have 2 more things in mind that I want to do, but one of them I did not have everything that I needed to do it. So that's going to require a run to the store. And that's okay because, I like to have Christmas things. Lots of Christmas things. So, friends, also, if you feel so inclined to leave a comment, tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.